a second renaissance.
Another drip from the glowing chalice. Glowing chalice, a dragon venom. High purple, volume 211. Frontier hit you with a ticket to heaven. Potent dread, bring it back from the dead. I am being darkness through dreams. Everything ain't what it seems. Drake the snake, I got some magic beans. Riding horseback, I'm with Medea's team. Everything I see is cream. Straight from the fang of the dragon. The tracks bump, it is the thing. Athena knows my slang. In the dark harbor, the drugs weigh a ton. Ka-chang-a-lang. Creedmoor hit the mark. Bang, bang. We're here to save the children. The museum we're building. Antichrist prescription. Dragon venom illin'. Glowing chalice, a dragon venom. High purple, volume 211. Frontier hit you with a ticket to heaven. Potent dread, bring it back from the dead.
Welcome back. This is a new thing we've got going tonight, and to our audience that is large, I thank you for coming out. I value your time, and I don't intend to take advantage of you, at least not in that way. What I'd like to do is I'd like to begin tonight and just kind of guide you in to the opening of Ammon U. Let me tell you what I have to offer tonight. I have something so, oh God, it's luscious. What I'm going to do is in a minute, I'm going to step down and I'm going to let the drill instructor in. And the drill instructor is going to get you going. But first, I was thinking to myself, and I thought, you know what? Something. It was unimportant when I was thinking, typical me. And somebody called me and said, take a look at this video. And I took a look at this video, and it was some poetry, a vision. It was a vision of Marilyn Manson. And I want to bring that up now, just to set as the ship is going and you're about to enter Ammon U and see the structure, pristine, gorgeous condition. As your mind gets off that place of slowness and starts working like it should, nature intended. Like those athletes. Oh, God, you mean I could have been like that? This is that for your mind. Are you ready, people? Let's get the little Marilyn Manson in here. Thank you. Chewy, bring that more towards me so I can see it. I had a dream last night, said Marilyn. And remember, this is the child of Marilyn Monroe and Charles Manson, right? The image child of Marilyn Monroe and Charles Manson. You want to hear that dream? I said, do you want to hear that dream? I was drowning in a sea of liquor, and I washed up on a beach made of cocaine. The sky was made of LSD, and every tree was made of marijuana. But the cops pulled me over. They did not arrest me. Instead, they blanked my blank. And it was so beautiful that God came down from heaven. He said to me, Marilyn Manson, we will no longer spell the word God, G-O-D. I said, how do you want to spell it, God? He said, give me a D, give me an R, give me a U, give me a G, give me an S. And what does that spell? It spells the history that Marilyn Manson had tapped into through the muse. It spells A-L-I-C-E, Alice. Oh, God, are we going to Wonderland? When I bring in this drill instructor to you, you're going to Wonderland. Give me a couple of these, Chewy. I want to warm up everybody tonight before we get to it. Give me that second one. Is it possible, Mr. Manson, to take two things and meld them together? It is in the Greek mind. It is in the mind of those who had children, and one of them was named Alice. Oh, God, Charles Dodgson. What a freak. Here we go. Pharmacomantis. What is a pharmacomantis? People, you're going to be going in for instruction tonight. I want you to see some of the power of the TNT that you're dealing with. Look at pharmacomantis. One who is at once pharmakos and mantis. Oh, that's fantastic. Or who uses pharmaca. Why? To divine. To divine. What does that divining have to do with anything? Because you've got to be in the ion in order to see the future. It's called ionic life. Can you hear the cult in the language? Ionic life. The drill instructor is going to tell you who you are. I'm going to set this up by saying, can you have something that is at once a drug and a vision? Can you have something that is a prophetic power that gives you the ability to see the future? Can you have that skill? It turns out it's a romance, and you're very lucky tonight. You're very lucky, just as I was lucky when I first sat in Greek 101. How lucky I was. I had no idea what was coming. I had no idea the things it would do to me and how it would follow me. And after 30 plus years, every day, me and Greek, we are in the kitchen, we're in the bedroom, we're in the office. Where are we not? Where do we not just rub it all over each other? You know what I mean? Oh, God, every day something new. Her mind is so expansive. Now, what Marilyn Manson did was he tapped into that well and was able to pull out those daimones. Those what? Those daimones, those powers. Look at that word one more time, the pharmacomantis, right? Who is that mantic? It is that person who knows. Who knows? Think about that for a minute. Just stop. It's a combination of a drug and a seer. What kind of woman fits the bill for that? Oh, it's in the mind in antiquity. I'm going to give you a couple of concepts that we do not have in Anglo-Saxon. God, where is he? Frederick, come here, Frederick. You stupid. Oh, God, wait until the drill instructor gets here. I'm going to love this. Go. Give me the next one. I wanted you to remember, people, pharmacon. We just talked about the pharmacomancy. What is the... You didn't realize that the religion was being generated by pharmacomancy? Oh, my God. Mantea through pharmaca. Watch what is going. This is, I'm telling you, what is in the air and what these people are breathing. I'm fumigating. Look at this. I'm not going to do this the whole night. I just want you to see. Look at the second paragraph here. Second paragraph, and you're going to see in purple 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines down. En Christon. You're going to see Christon there. You're going to see all sorts of Christing. We are never going to be far from the Christing. Why would you bring it up now? Give me the next one. Boom. We're going to go fast, Chewy. This intro is fast. Why? I'm going to get to the punchline. That's why. Here's your mantis, people. Notice that it's a seer, and look at all the different seers, Apollo and Cassandra. Oh, God. Look at the second line. Sibula. Did you know the Sibyls that are painted in the chapel? Oh, God. Do you know where those come from? They come from here. They come from a time when people were saying, who and what are the seer? And it turns out the power is in the language that they called the Logos. In the beginning was the Logos. Mystery. It's all over the Greek language and the ancient Greek. And what you're going to be fortunate to be able to do is to be able to draw from wells that have not been accessed. Oh, God. This is all frontier. It's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. You're gonna love it. Okay, I'll stop. I'm slowing things down. Hand me the next one. Look at this. Look at this, people. I just wanted to see that in Christ Station. In Christ Station. Give me the next one. He's there. Hi. Bring him back. Watch, people. What is somebody who's polypharmakos? Polypharmakos. That's knowing many drugs. And in the Greek, if you see the next word is ietroi. Who are the ietroi? Those are those who iaomai. Those are the healers, right? And we have healers as women earlier than any other profession. It looks like they got all the brains early on. Somebody told me that recently. Your Y chromosome is malfunctioning, right? It's just something happened, got into a street fight or something. What is this polypharmakos? Look, now I wanted to introduce you to Greek before I give you the drill sergeant, because I want you to see the Greeks have a word for somebody who knows a lot about drugs in an intimate kind of way, given to the use of drugs. Look, who's the author there? Galen, G-A-L. That's number 2, right? G-A-L, that's Galen. That's a medical text. Do you know, when the head of my committee told me the Romans, and with reference to recreational drugs, the Romans just wouldn't do such a thing. It was texts like this that I thought, have you never read? Have you not cracked these works open? Oh my God. I'm sorry. It gets me all going. Look at number 3. You have countries, abounding in healing or poisonous herbs. And what country is that? Turenia. Turenia. Do you know who those people are? They're what we call the Etruscans. What are the Etruscans known for? And you're not going to see this. You go all the way to Italy today. You can get in a taxi and cross your fingers and hold on, and you can get to that Etruscan site right from Rome. You just drive there, boom, you're there. And at that Etruscan site, you will never know that the people who were there were known for all their drugs. We're known for their drugs. Do you know how many words in Greek there are for altered mental state? My God. The Etruscans. It makes sense because the Etruscans were buddies with the Pelasgians. Yeah. So it only makes sense. We know those Pelasgians everywhere they go. They're spreading the drug cult. The earliest one is on Samothrace, right? We talked about it. You and I are tracking the cults, baby. We're going. Nobody is bringing us. Do you know why? Because nobody works with these texts. And what I find so beautiful is that you are going to give me an opportunity to give you access to those same texts so that you can have your eyes opened, so that you can see what it was. You didn't know the Etruscans were there. You may walk into one of their tombs and see all the goofy stuff and say, oh God, these people were high. Right? You may do that, but you won't know how accurate you actually are. Oh God, there's so much. Let's go. Give me the next one. I love this. Okay. Look at this. What is it? Wait, did we get Daimon? We were supposed to get Daimon first. I think it was here. Boom. No, there's our mantis. Yeah. Oh, I missed the order up here. Boom. And the next one. Boom. And the next one. Just go on the next one. Yeah. Oh God. Next one. Look at that. Here we go. No, that's not it either. Oh my God. Look, this sergeant's going to be so mad. Boom. Okay. Well, here's the definition of daimon. What the LSJ will provide you, and Henry Little, right, the Little Scott Oxford Lexicon, he was the father. Please, everybody know this. He was the father of Alice in Wonderland. Yeah. The Alice from Alice in Wonderland, her father was working on putting together what I'm flashing up in front of you. and his student was Charles Dodgson. And Chuck changed his name to Lewis Carroll. Oh, wait a minute. Were there dragons in those days? I think there were dragons. Here we go. What does this word diamond mean? It's a power or a capacity. Demon. It's our word for demon. Somebody asked me, what is a god? Okay, we'll start with demon. What is a demon or a daimon? A daimon is a power, and one of its definition is that of daemon. It's the same thing. It's something that is knowing. So you can have a daemon mages, and that is somebody skilled in battle, skilled in fighting. Right? It means skilled or knowing. Those demons, what are they? They're known. Now you're going to stop. What I want you to do is stop all your preconceived notions of demons. I'm just going to lay it out for you what the reality was. That never existed. Unfortunately, most of what you know is an unreality. The attainment of Greek is the reconnection with the real, and it brings Renaissance. And so that's why I'm happy and privileged to have such a great audience. My God, there's almost 1,000 of you. How much honor do we owe these people? How much honor? Look at this, people. Daemon. What's a daemon? What's it? Knowing or experienced, right? Somebody who is knowing or experienced in something. Next one. Next one. Boom. It's from the verb dao. Now, this is what they said in antiquity, that this term daimon, this noun daimon, was derived from the verb, like many, the overwhelming majority of ancient Greek words. They're derived from the verb. And I want you to think about that. I want you to think about that. The difference between a verb and a noun, that's the dyad that they've got in grammar. You mean they're talking about dyads and monads and grammar? Yeah. You know why? Logos, the reckoning, the computation. Oh God, that's getting me excited. Learn, right? To learn. Dao. What is dao? To learn, right? Or to learn isn't to teach. Give me the next one. I'm going to learn you something. You know what I mean? Watch this though. Dio is also a potential for candidate for this root that this word is from, and it means to burn up or to consume. To consume. The seeds of fire are what she possesses. Baptism by fire. Does anybody understand that expression? Nope. You don't. You haven't seen the real one. I'll show it to you. Are you ready here to burn up? Give me the next one. Oh God, what is the daimon? I'm burning, I'm knowing. What am I? This is the other thing. Look, it's haimon. Haimon. And what does that mean? It means to be eager for something. And they show you the Victorians, they said, look, it equals daimon for daemon. Right? Okay. I'm starting to get it. I'm starting to feel the daimon. That blood at the bottom, I'm going to have to put that out of that old word haima originally means blood and or semen. Blood and or semen. So what that has to do with an eager knowledge is going to have to be something that you stew upon. Yes. Then you can stand on the sand with the beast. Do you understand? Then you go, okay, no, of course, let's go. Hurry up. The drill instructor is waiting. Look at the pharmaca here. Oh God, I wanted you guys to see the pharmaca and the elixiteria, that antidote. Lots of, oh God, the works of, all right. All right. You're in for a treat. So I'm glad that we're going to go ahead and get started. And what I need to do now is I want you to put the text on there, and I'm going to call in the drill instructor. Wait a minute. Did I have I'll save that for the ending. I'll give you a little something at the ending. It is a, it is a verse from the Hebrew writings that were the translation of the original Greek writings called the Septuagint. And it is laughably. If anybody is denying me, is saying no, 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 this man is a lunatic, I've got the hardest core evidence just to show you the fact that the Greek is aiming for and achieving a much higher level of technical expertise. And the Hebrew is a very simple, very low vocabulary, very third grade reading. But that's the best that you can do with that Hebrew. I'm going to show you an example of that. But I'm going to flash your textbook up here now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the drill instructor. So I'm going to mute myself and just give me a minute here. Look at your textbook. However you can get this textbook, please feel free to, I don't know, to find whatever ways necessary. People have been telling me, Ammon, thank you for giving everybody an opportunity to be able to enter this. Well, it's to be honest, it was your request and the devil telling me, dude, you've got to make this available for everyone, right? You want to really undercut, get down to the nitty gritty and pull up that Renaissance. You got to do this, right? So I appreciate it. I'll be back in 30 seconds. It's nice to meet you. I'm your drill instructor. Before we begin, let me tell you who you are, and then I'll tell you who I am. Okay? You are the downtrodden. You are the slaves of your Anglo-Saxon crappery. You have come here to make yourself something better. You've seen some honor, and you've been attracted to it. You've had some thirst, and it's drawn you, and you want this. You really, really want this. You will succeed because of who I am. Who am I? I'm your instructor. And I have been working with this language for 30 plus years, humbly, every day. You're going to come in here with certain preconceived notions. Some of you will come in here with seminary work. By the way, welcome to all the monas, right? It's nice to have you. And it's a privilege and an honor to teach you Greek. You'll come in here with certain preconceived notions. You will think that you know certain things. Everybody comes in here with an attitude. Leave your arrogance at the door. Leave your brain at the door. I don't need your thoughts, and you don't need your thoughts. You're not going to think your way through push-ups and pull-ups. You're just going to do exactly what I say. If you want to master the language, the rest of you can sit. You're allowed to sit and watch. There's things I'd like to say that you're allowed to do. This is very serious. You are a slave. And this training will give you freedom. The Bacchic reality is liberty. It's liberty. Oh, God. Oh, God. Now, if you want to get there, you're going to have to listen to me. You're going to have to do exactly what I say. There are influences here that you will not understand. You and I fight against principalities and powers in high places. It's a good thing they're high places, no? We're in a struggle. We will soon lose our liberty. There are people who want to stop just something as simple as this class. There are people who want to stop that. I was notified today. There are people who want to stop it. Why would you want to stop it? Because we are in the vanguard. I can tell you this information, it will bring you to a place of honor. Now, if you want to be where Sappho was, if you want to be where Lord Byron was, if you want to be where Thomas Jefferson was, if you want to inhabit the same cosmos that they did, this is the tool. This is the tool. And you're going to have to listen to what I say. It is my job to get you through the obstacle course. It is my job to get you to a point where you can use the skill to translate for yourself. It will take 24 sessions. Now, you can take them at your pace. But if you're going to go from 1 to 2, you better be ready. You better do what I say. Your very first instructions will be the most basic. Rule number 1, don't think. Don't think. You can't. Your little English speaking, French speaking, Italian speaking, Spanish speaking, Polish speaking brains, Russian speaking. Yeah, Arabic, throw Arabic in there. Yeah. Hebrew, modern, right? Throw them all in there because they will never, even Chinese, throw Chinese in there. Chinese has got about 100,000 unique words. 100,000. Ancient Greek eats that for lunch. Somewhere between 500,000 and 1.5 million. It's off the chart. So this is what I can bring to you. Take your brain and shut it off because it's functioning in a world of 100,000 words. The big deal is you will be able to create logos. You. And there's the magic. But you're not going to get to that place unless we listen to each other. And I have to be really strict. I'm going to show you exactly what to do. Are you ready? Are you ready? Chewy, hit me with them all. You're going to, for over the next week, you're going to get real familiar with something. You're going to get real familiar with letters. There's 24 plus one invisible one I want you to learn. And I know you've never used an invisible letter. Did you know you could use invisible letters with your words? Wow. It explains a lot. It explains why Saturn is Satan. Yeah. Neat. This is alpha. What I want you to do is get in bed with the curves. Get in bed. Learn it. Alpha, the first letter, A. Second letter, beta, B. Look at those. Look at the curvaceous forms on that beta. Whatever it takes for you to memorize this alphabet, I want you to do it. And guess what pronunciation we're using? Guess what pronunciation we're using? We're using that which I was taught in the United States west of the Mississippi River in the 20th. That's what we're using. We're not going to use the original because the original Greek was accented via tone, right? Oh, God, it had a pitch accent to it. And what are you going to do? We don't have that, right? We are stress accent speakers. We are marching in a single line. The Greeks are not. Let me blow your brain. Are you ready for this? Verbs have one type of accent. Nouns have another. Yeah. Nouns attempt to retain where their accent is when the end of the word changes. They attempt to keep the same spot. They want to hold the same spot. Verbs, they don't care. They adjust. They're the machines of the language that adjust. And you're going to start using them that way. You mean I thought I just opened my mouth and just stuff run out? Yes, you do, because you're raised under the slavery of English. People are always asking me, how is it in ancient Greek? You can read 6 lines and not get to the main verb until the end. In other words, you can't solve what's going on until you have seen the end, right? Think about this for a minute. Ancient Greek, I'm not talking modern Greek. That stuff they found in northern Turkey, that's a close descendant of Koine Greek, Hellenistic Greek, right? Modern Greek is, and it's not related to modern Greek. It's very foreign to modern Greek. So what is the modern Greek? It doesn't matter. I don't want to offend. We can put the Anglo-Saxon speakers and we can put the French and the Celt tongue. We can put all those things in the one giant container because none of them historically reached what the Greek did. Okay, let's get into, give me that next letter, gamma. Gamma, look at that. What am I giving you, people? I'm giving you the capital letter on the left and the tiny one on the right, lowercase, right? And what are you going to do? Look at those shapes again. Look, it's 2 strokes. Left and down, right and down. It's 2 little strokes. Gorgeous. Give me the next one. Delta. Look at the delta, people. Look at the delta. I want you to memorize this delta. Look, it's got a tail to it. Oh, God. Sexy letters. Epsilon. Epsilon. All right, pretty straightforward. Ready for the next one? Zeta. Wait, what? Yeah. Now I'm going to let you say zeta, and we're going to pronounce it with a Z, z, right? But you got to realize this is a combination of 2 letters, right? D and S, right? Z. Oh, God. Look at this one. Next one. Eta. I kind of have a thing for eta, right? Look at the way that lowercase eta, I mean, it looks like an H when it's big, right? But look at the lowercase. Oh, God. You're going to love that. It's got like a leg sticking out there. Let me show you my leg. Give me the theta. Theta. Look at theta. Pretty straightforward, people. And this font is pretty universal. This is a good font. Iota. Keep going. Kappa. Look at the kappa and notice that the kappa in the lowercase looks like kind of an X. When you're looking at it, it kind of looks like an X. It's not. It's a kappa. You love that? Next one. Lambda. La. Look at lambda. Lambda. You say, wait a minute. I see people with that on their shield. That's because you're watching a bunch of Laconians. Give me the mu. Look at the mu. Oh, again, curvaceous. That's callipyginous. That mu is callipyginous. Give me the nu. Look, it looks like a V in English. Yes, the nu, which makes an N sound, looks like a V. That may be confusing at first, but it'll wear off. Look at the next letter. Xi. Oh, this one. Look at that. Look at the capital. And by the way, you're asking yourself, what is the difference in these styles? Look at this letter Xi. This is the letter Xi, which is a kappa and a sigma next to each other. X. You say this all the time, right? The cat licks my cheek. Licks, right? X. Well, they just made a letter out of it, right? And look at on the left, you see that capital? Look, it's just 3 bars. I can see through that. It's a long bar followed by a short bar, and underneath that's another long bar. Now, why do you think that difference is? Because those, what we're calling lowercase letters, those are things that monks make up, right? Those are things that people who want to write make up on parchment. On some kind of parchment. Give me a skin. People are writing things on skins. There's a lot of skins. There's no books. There's scrolls, There's scrolls and buildings full of scrolls called libraries. And shh, don't tell anyone. The Christians will burn them all down. If you want to check on that, go ahead and check on that. Galen was complaining about it the other day. Galen was complaining about, be quiet. Shh. Look at the C. The left side is for stone. The right side is for parchment. Oh, isn't that amazing? You didn't know there was a different element in those uppercase and lowercase letters, did you? No, you didn't. Go. Omicron. Oh, it looks just like an O. It does. Sorry, Omicron, but you're kind of boring. P. And don't say pi. If you say pi for this, I'm gonna virtually punch you in the mouth. Yes, right? You hit psychically. Did that? What happened? Don't say pi. Pi is for nerds who study physics. Right? Oh God, it's maybe some geometry. But this is P. P. Give me the next one. Row. And you say, wait a minute, I thought that one was a P. It was a P. This is a row, but that's an English P. That's because Anglo-Saxons speak with rocks in their mouths. Give me the next one. Sigma. Oh God, look at this. Sigma, when it's big, it can be that kind of, kind of grabby looking. And when it's small, look, when it's that first sigma of the lowercase, you use that internally. Okay, internally in a word, in the middle of a word, you use that, right? Or starting out. But if you're going to end a word in a sigma, you got to use the one that looks like an S. It kind of looks like a snake thing, right? Yeah, good. How about tau? Tau. Oh, God. A little bit curvaceousness, a little bit. Just gets a little flirty, but, go. Upsilon. Upsilon. Ooh. Ooh, do you know what upsilon does? Upsilon hides a digamma. What? There's a letter called a digamma, and the upsilon hides it. When there's an upsilon there, she's like, "Oh, come here, digamma," right? And that's how you can age words, you perverts. That's how you age words. I'm going to show you. You know who showed me? The guy who works for the American intelligence, naval intelligence, cracking codes in World War II. He also helped crack Linear B, and he taught me where the digamma hides. Wait a minute. Are we talking about the same thing? Give me the phi. Roll out phi here. Everybody loves phi. I don't know why, but everybody loves phi. Right? Now, if you say phi, I'm going to say faux fum. I smell the gas of an Englishman. Is that how it goes? No, because that's your nursery rhymes. This is phi, people. Phi. 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 It makes a PH sound. Love it. Give me the next one. This is not native to Anglo-Saxon, but it's a he. Wait a minute. What? Did he just hiss at me? Yeah, he did. Right? He. This is a he. Right. Good. And another doublet here. Nice following. The psi. Not the psi. The psi. The psi. And what does the psi do? It's a P and a sigma together. Psst. That's nice. The word for vultures. Gibbs. Gibbs. Love it. Okay. Omega. Omega. Yeah, everybody knows what omega is. This thing has been used all over for symbols. Oh God, if I had a omega. Give me the letter after omega. Where's my digamma? Did you hide my there she is. Boom. Boom. And finally, okay, those were 24 letters. You're responsible for those by next session. And what I need you to do, and please follow me exactly. Stand in the shower, sit on the toilet, drive in your car, doesn't matter. Alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, zeta, eta, theta, iota, kappa, lambda, mu, nu, xi, omicron, pi, rho, sigma, tau, upsilon, phi, he, psi, omega. That's how we're going to say them. Please say them that way. And I need you to have the entire alphabet down. If you will follow my instructions, and this week you will draw these out, whatever it takes. My students say there's lots of different ways, right? I drew them out when I was learning them. Okay. What it's going to do for your brain, the very imaging of those letters are symbols that the language itself employs. Oh, can you believe that? There's 2 layers of complexity here. We have the verbal meaning or association, and we have the image produced by the letter. You say, wait a minute, I didn't think people could do that. What do we have here? Digamma. Yeah, looks like an F. It does, but it's pronounced like a W. Wah. Give me the word under this. I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to start with this Greek word, wanasa. Now you say, wait a minute, that starts with an alpha, and an alpha is pronounced ah. So how is wanasa? Because there is a digamma. There is a digamma hidden in there. Look, people, take down. Look at the first word here. It says wanasa, right? Okay, the queen, lady, addressed to goddesses. We don't have these anymore. I'm sorry to say they died. The last one was like 500 AD. Yeah, they died. It's a shame. I'd like to have them back. Is there any way to get these women back? Let's see. Go to the next one. Boom. Oh, no. Here, I want to go through a word list. Okay. We can work backwards. That's fine. You're going to go up from here. Are you ready? We're starting at the end of the alphabet. We're looking at the first letter. And this word is okeanos. Notice the accent is that little slash above the omicron, second to last letter. The only thing you're going to do with that accent is you're going to stress it. You're going to spend twice as much time on it. Are you ready? The proper pronunciation is okeanos. It's not okeanos, and it's not okeanos, and it's not okeanos. It's okeanos. You're putting a little extra time on that syllable where the stress accent is. Here's another one. Next letter behind. You know what we are? We got stopped tonight for drunken driving, right? And they're making us go through the alphabet. Well, we're having to do it backwards. Psi. Psi is the first letter. Psyche. By the way, what do people think okeanos is? Ocean. You mean my concept of ocean comes from this language? You're right. Many of your words were stolen from it, right? Again, I'm sorry. It's just superior. We didn't borrow any ancient Persian. There's a reason for that, right? You mean the Greeks were right there. They could have, right? Functionality. It turns out, just like in nature, it's survival of the fittest with languages. Oh, God, this language is so fit. Okay, look at that psi on that psyche. This is the word for soul. In English, we get psychology. Good. Go to the next one. Philosophia. Look at that phi that starts out this word. Philosophia. Now, I had one instructor from Arizona tell me this is really an aspirated P, so it should be pronounced philosophia, right? But 99% of the classes that I was ever around pronounced it philosophia. Okay, shout out to that one loner. Go. Give me the next one. Humnos. What is a humnos? It's a hymn. There are 2 marks over the upsilon that starts this word. The first is a rough breathing. Only the things that I say do you need to learn. It is a rough breathing, and it means you add an H to that vowel. So this is humnos. Not humnos, but humnos. And what is that? It's a song. You mean when I sing hymns In English, I want you to notice that the English that was stolen from this starts with an H. Why? Because it's the Greek rough breathing. It's an aspiration. Love it. Go to the next one out. Terma. That's the end. Look at the tau that starts that. Tau. Terma. Keep going up. Oh, this one, you got to go to that one. Rizza. Now that row that's on the front of this, I want you to put a little trill on it. Rizza. Right? You don't have to put a ton. Rizza. Right? Oh, God. And look, it's got a rough breathing. Rizza. You've got to put a little puff of air. Oh, you little puff of air and make your tongue go up and down. Something's going on here. This is something musical. Rizza. 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 And what is a rizza? It's a root. It's a root. And look, here's some purgative medicines. Look what I brought you tonight. You can purge yourself with these roots. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you don't want to stop up the pipes. You need the stuff to keep going. Right? Well, you got roots and you got root cutters. Give me that. What do we get in English? Of course, rhizome. Rhizome, right? Go back up. Keep going up. Boom, boom, boom. How about this? Omicron, orchestra. What is an orchestra? You're going to say, oh, I know. It's orchestra in English. And it is, but it isn't. Right? What is an orchestra in antiquity? It's a place where you dance. It's a place where you dance. Okay. You mean they danced? Yeah. It's religious celebrations, right? When you go to the tragedy, to be purged, don't you think you ought to, be able to enjoy a chorus? Not like a tragic chorus, man. I had one at St. Mary's. It was a chorus of Furies. And they were dressed absolutely. It was gorgeousness and gorgiosity all wrapped up into one. It was black, it was leather, and it was fury. Just the, dildo waving fury. Yeah, Mad Max kind of style. Loved it. Yeah, it stood for the value. The Monsignor said, this stands for the values that we should uphold. Go. Xenos. What's a xenos? That's a stranger. Now, look, this word is actually really neat. This will show you a little bit of the history, and I want you to hear this. Please hear this. Are you ready? Xenos. Xenos. What is a xenos? That's the dude that you are obliged to give a bath to and some food to and a bunk to stay the night. Yeah. Wait, what? Is that yeah, no, this is a legal thing. And it's protected by the cult of none other than Zeus himself. Yeah. And they call this thing, this magical thing. Okay, you have an obligation. Dude shows up to your door at sunset and he's like, look, I've been walking for the last 8 hours and I need a place to stay for the night. You have a religious obligation to give him a room. Right? And you're supposed to give him a gift too. Right? Now, here's the thing. He goes back to wherever he's going. He leaves his information with you. And when you're traveling, you have a right to stay with him. Why? Because you have a relationship called xenia. Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Now, that's giving you a little bit. The words will give you the dust that was in the air of antiquity. Xenos. We got a few more goodies here. Nectar. Do you want to drink some nectar? You know that looks like nectar in English. Look how stupid we are in English. Could we not invent a word that was the equivalent of nectar? Seriously? No, we'll just steal it from them because what do they do? What did Anglo-Saxon speakers do? What did the Angles and the Saxons? Did they always sit around and they probably just hunted and stuff? Come on, people. There's nothing wrong with hunting. Greeks hunt too, but do something with your language. Nectar. So gorgeous. That's what the gods drink. Now, wait a minute. I thought I just told you at the beginning that God was a combination of drugs and vision. Yeah. You know how you get there? Nectar. You know what the Greeks said? Listen to how drug using this culture is. They said that nectar is what gives the gods their immortality. That is the source. You mean there's drugs that give immortality? Yes, salvation comes through drugs. People, there's 1,200 of you. Thank you for your time. Salvation is through drugs in the ancient world. When I say salvation, I mean everything. Everything. I mean medicine. I mean the salvation you're thinking of. I'm thinking psychological salvation. Same thing. Salvation through drugs. Christ is a drug term. Now you see who you are. You have no idea what kind of person you are. You have no idea what kind of life you're leading. You're in the dark. And that is what Greek is here for. Greek is to bring the light. Greek will bring you the light, not me and my stupid ideas. I want to pause here. You know what? I'll let Ammon say that when he comes. But no, I'll say it for him. I want to recognize. I want you to recognize tonight that this is not for profit. I am not selling this. I have enough subscribers now that I could sell this. Only I can't, because the contract doesn't last. It's broken the minute you make something from it. The minute you prostitute it, it loses its value. The minute you're doing it to keep your job, it loses its value. The devil was like, don't do that. So look, people, we are here, hail Satan, we are here because of that principle. Do you know how novel that is? Do you, okay, let me just ask you this question. Those of you who don't know who you are, because I know a lot of you are sitting there thinking, I know who I am. This guy's, he's just playing philosophy. Okay, hang in there, smarty. Let's see what happens when your consciousness is cracked open by the Greek. Let's see what happens. You run. Oh God, I lost it. Let's go to the next. Let's go to the next one. Look what that person did. Mimetikos. Look at that first letter, people. It's a mu. Mimetikos. You hear that time I hit the accent? Mimetikos. Not mimetikos, not mimetikos, and not mimetikos. It's mimetikos. And the Greek wants to accent itself on one of the last three syllables. The last three syllables. You're going to see that's where that hangs around. And originally, that is a pitch up. It's a pitch up. It's very musical. Greek is very musical. Go. Boom. Well, mimetic is to mirror. Good. And here's the word everybody thinks they know, but they do not. It's logos. Starts with a lambda. And what is the logos? The logos is your reckoning. The logos is your reckoning, your calculation. I thought it was word. It is. Because a word is a reckoning. A reason. Give me a reason. And I've got logos. You see, another thing you don't know that you're going to know now is that the quantum reality is the result of the logos. Wait a minute. Let's give you some pre-Socratics, right? These are the people. You're going to sit in the future. You're going to sit with people that you know you can't hold a candle to. That's when I love to bring the smarties in, because in every class, there's going to be some smarty who thinks they know everything. And it's so beautiful to humble them. I used to spank seminarians, mentally spank them. I love it. Don't challenge me. I'll spank you. Right? Don't ask me to spank you. Okay, that's too much. Kinema. Think of the word, kinesthesia, or any of the kin root, right? It's the movement, kinetic. Think of kinetic force. Hit the next one. Historia. Now, you think you know what history is. This is where we get history in English from. Historia. And what is historia? That's a question. What kind of question is it? Originally, it's a question that you propose to an oracle. Imagine this. Imagine this. You're living in a world where you recognize that you can put somebody into a death state, you can bring them out of it, and they can have experienced something that will guide them. They will have an understanding that is outside of time. And when you get that understanding that's outside of time, you can pass that on to other people who don't travel. And so they imagine you live in that world and you can go see one of these travelers. You can go see her and you'd be like, what? She's a teenager? Yeah. What do you think? The most excellent vessel for the god to possess. You want the top. You want the top. She's got to know everything. She's got to be the one who knew that geometry. It's gorgeous. The poetess runs everything. Yes, the poetess runs everything. Do you know what historia means? It means to ask the oracle a question. And when you go to the oracle, what kind of question? What do you think people go to ask them? Do you think people go just to ask them anything? Where did I misplace my car keys? Oh, let me go to the oracle. It's going to take me 6 days to get there. Yeah, no. You're going to that oracle for the understanding that comes from being taken out of time, out of chronos. That's who you are when you are born again. You are taken from chronos. Now, for those of you who get the physics of that, good for you, nerds. Now, next one up, theatron. Where do you think the word for theater comes from? Comes from that place of viewing. Where do you get vision? You get vision in a theater. You know, I went to New York. Man, when I lived in Bayonne. I went to New York. I took in, what is that? Oh, God. It's a famous place where all made a big impression, obviously. No, I took in stage, and I can tell you for a fact, I enjoyed it and I was entertained, but I was not inspired, nor did I have vision. You got to remember, we're fumigating these people too. We're fumigating them to induce these purgative visions, right? Jesus Christ is walking around with the same face paint that the Bacchants have. Yeah. Why? Because it's a mystery operation. And that mystery is tied to drugs. Give me the next one. Boom. Helios is the sun. Look at that Ada that's on the front of that. Gorgeous. Keep going. Chewy, we've got to hurry up. These people came here for the reality. Zoe. Look at the Zoe. Oh, that's life. And if you capitalize that, that's her. I just want you to stop for a second. Zoe. When I make that noise, Zoe. What is that? That's life. And she is everything. Everything in the mystery revolves around Zoe. Did you know what the Septuagint calls Eve? Because Eve is not a name. Eve is a shout. It's a bark and cry. Her name was life. Isn't that interesting? It was only the devil. It was only the devil that gave her the fruit. It was only the devil. He's like, no, God's a liar. God's a liar. Love it. It's locked in the language, people. Give me the next one. Hexagonos. Who wants a hexagon? Oh my God. Okay, next one. Look at these people. Daimoniao. What does it mean to daimoniao? You see the root demon on there that we just looked at, right? Daimoniao. It's a verb. That is, it's an action or a state of being. Daimoniao. I am going to wake up tomorrow and daimoniao. Or maybe after the sun goes down, I should daimoniao. It means to be possessed by a daimon, by a power, by a skill, a knowledge. Did Socrates say he had a daimon? Yeah, he did. Yeah. Are daimones good things? Yeah, they are. Your conception of a daimon is completely off. Completely. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Those fallen messengers are always the ones to bring you the facts. Those fallen messengers. So how do we translate this? People think about that. What am I going to wake up in the morning and demonize? That's how we're going to have to translate that with the word demon taken from that word. Oh, this is going to bring us perfectly right. Keep going. We got to hurry. Grafe. That's any kind of writing. Grafe. Look at the gamma up front. Gamma. Up. Look at the next one. Go. Biblion. Biblion. Does this mean book? Does this mean book? No, because they're not using books. It means scroll, really. But it's the concept that you have in your brain when you're thinking about what a book is. Yeah, it's just they're in different forms. They got parchment, they got animal skin, all that kind of stuff. Good. Up, finally, alpha starts us off with anthropos. Anthropos, we get anthropology in English, and it just means human being. It just means human being. Anthropos. What's the study of anthropology? It's the study of humans, dude. Okay, now at the bottom, I want to give you these last. I had little things special for you here. Okay, people, I want to give you flash up here text. And then I'm going to give you instructions of what to do. I'm going to flash up here this text. You come back to this if you want. You stop it. You can come back. But look at this. Verse number 4. Verse number 4. Where is this from? Zechariah chapter 12. In that day, it says, in day hemerai ekene. What happened at that time? Lege kurios pantokrator. The all-ruling Lord said what? Pataxo. Pantahipo. What's going to happen? He's going to strike pataxo. I'm going to strike every horse. What am I going to strike him? I'm going to strike him in ecstasy. Now, here, for those of you who are trying to follow, you're not supposed to be able to at this point. I'm just exposing you. Does it feel good? Now, look at verse number 4. Look at the second line. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words in. That's ecstasy. Epsilon, kappa, sigma, tau, alpha, sigma, epsilon, iota. Don't say iota. If you say iota, oh God, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to lose it. Don't say iota. Say iota, right? Iota. Good. Or I'd take iota as well. Right? E plus iota. I'll take that too. Just don't say iota. What am I going to do? I'm the all-ruling Lord. What am I going to strike every horse in ecstasy? You hear ecstasy in English because it's where we stole the concept of ecstasy from. He's going to strike the horse. He's going to place the horse in ecstasy. And what else is he going to do? Ton anabaten autu in paraphronese. He's going to put the rider of that horse in a state of paraphronesis. What is paraphronesis? Give me the definition. Watch this, people, the technicality. Boom. This is the word, first word I want you to think about. Ecstasis, right? From ecstasis. This is ecstasy, the dative. Give me the next one. Paraphronese. Again, the dative. What are, and I'll tell you later what those mean. That's how the ending of the word is changing. Don't worry for now. All I want you to see, this thing starts with a P. And I'm not going to say pi. It's a P. Watch this, people. What is ecstasis? Give me the definition. Oh, my God. Displacement. Greek, ancient Greek. Displacement, a standing away or outside of what is normal. Number 2, distraction of mind. Distraction of mind plus a little bit of entrancement. Entrancement. Okay. Do you understand what ecstasis is? Ecstasis. And some preacher will stand up and say, this is from the prefix ek and histamine. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Shut up. Watch how the word transforms. Give me the next one. That's ecstasis. Now, what is the Hebrew, right? Because this is translated into Hebrew. What does the Hebrew give us for ecstasis? It gives us this. Tama. To be astounded or dumbfounded. Wait a minute. Ecstasis is not this, because there is a great concept for this. It's thaumazo. And if you believe the BS story that's been handed down to us, that this was originally Hebrew and then translated into Greek, the Greek translator just missed something extremely obvious. Extremely. Either the Greek translator is terrible, or the original Greek was rendered into a much more simplistic Hebrew form that couldn't carry the technical capacity. In other words, ancient Hebrew got no word for ecstasy. Sorry. To be astounded or dumbfounded. Now, give me the other ones. What is paraphronesis? What is paraphronesis? I need them to see the definition first. Whoops. No, that's not. Nope. Up one. Paraphron. Look at paraphron. Right? Look in the parentheses. You see phrein. Phrein is that mind, right? What is that wandering from reason? Paraphron is to be beside your reason, to be standing beside. Like if you could take your reason out of your body and stand there, that's what you're entering into when you are paraphrenetic. Now look at that. I just made an English word that doesn't exist. Paraphrenetic, to stand outside yourself. I like that. I like that. Your own wits, right? What'd they do in the Hebrew with this? What'd they do in the Hebrew with this? It's a huge concept. The phrein is huge. What is this? To be mad. That's a little simple. That's a little simple and off technically, because look what kind of madness they're doing. Again, look at how third grade it is. Madman, behaving as a madman, demented, driven mad. It's like clinical madness. It's like clinical madness. The only problem is both of those Greek words are associated with mantic powers. What are mantic powers? The ability, you can take it down, the ability to stand in the ion. To stand in the ion, to see outside of time. Okay, outside of time. Give me the next one. Boom. What is something that's manikos? It has that mania, right? That has to do with inspiration, right? Has to do with inspiration. Look at the second, Roman numeral number 2. Frenzied, and number 2. Frenzied, enthusiastic, inspired. Right? Notice it's Aristotle. It's it's philosophers defining. Right? That's where we're getting these definitions from. Right? A lot of it. And that's the beauty of Alice's dad and what he did. And look at the bottom. Just for those of you who never believe me when I tell you that these things have to do with drugs, look at number 3 at the bottom. Something can cause madness. Struchnos can cause madness. And we find that in Dioscorides. So notice at the end it's pharmaca manic, right? Let's see. The drugs that induce a state where you are visionary. visionary and off your out of sync with normal. Prophetic, right? Do you see how many drugs there are? I couldn't get through half of these definitions without a whole bunch of drugs in them. Okay, what are my instructions class-wise for everybody here? You heard me pronounce all of those. I want you to learn the alphabet. That's all I want you to do. You say, what? That's easy. No, it's not. Alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, zeta, eta, theta, iota, kappa, lambda, mu, nu, xi, omicron, pi, rho, sigma, tau, upsilon, phi, psi, omega. You have to have it at a point in your brain where you don't have to think about it. And that's important because you're going to be working with letters and you've got to know what the order of the alphabet is so you can be looking words up, so you can be finding words. You're going to have to know that order. It's very important. Please become intimate until next Wednesday with that alphabet. Please be able to say it forwards. Be able to say it forwards. And there is a great key in your text. There is a great key in the front of the introduction, right? Or unit 1. Is it unit 1? Sorry. Introduction, right? Of course, it's the introduction. There's a great key in there. I want you to see how the words are, how the letters are pronounced. When you put two vowels together, they form a different sound. Alpha by itself is ah. Iota by itself is e. Put them together and they're not a-e. They're I. I. Okay, good. Omicron, upsilon by themselves, omicron, ah. Upsilon, oo. Is it ah-oo? No, it's oo. Oh, and do you hear the digamma in there just a little bit? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, God, love it. Okay, don't worry about the digamma because it's not in your textbook, but I'm going to show it to you every once in a while. It creeps out every once in a while. All right, if you will be done with the alphabet, commit it. And I know that doesn't sound like a lot, and people are going to tell me, "Oh, I want to go ahead. I want to go faster, and I want to." No. We can pile these on top of each other, but here, starting off, I want you to take the time to be able to recognize all of those letters. That's all. That's all. We're retuning your letters. That's all. Please, for the next week, keep that up. And when we begin next week, I will know that you will have read Unit 1. Today is different because we're doing introduction. When you read Unit 1, you'll find that there are exercises at the end of the book, not drills. I don't want you to do drills. I want you to do exercises. And if you do 4, 5, 6 exercises before coming, you'll be in good shape. If you don't do any, you can come to next Wednesday's session and you can advance yourself, because what I will do is I will present all the grammar and I will present some ratings and I will give you every time some drug, some kind of terrible act that involves some kind of forbidden fruit. Every time I'm going to give it to you. Okay. But in order to get there, we got to go step by step. Please read Unit 1 for next week. And remember, you can find God. It's the drug. That's the God. Hail Satan.
Cosmic spells of dragon venom, volume 111. Sell your tickets to heaven. I am being the man who laughs. Honk, honk, beep, beep. I'm in the cut, I'm in the crease. Black tip arrows darken the sky. The Irish witch can fly. Medea's got the heavy weight. How much you wanna buy? Scorpion venom, Moloch crustaceans, dragon venom vaping. You know they might be taping. They want the elemental P's for the darkest of dreams. Lady Medea, she's coming to see ya. Glowing chalice, a dragon venom. High purple, volume 211. Medea hit you with a ticket to heaven. Molten dread, bring it back from the dead. Glowing chalice, a dragon venom. High purple, volume 211. Medea poisonous kiss. She never miss. Put you in the sacred drift. Catch you in the twist.